Okay, mid-session update. First of all, I just want to let everyone know if you are a subscriber to MMT Trader or if you are on the 30-day free trial, I just sent out an email update to everybody on that list with my thoughts going into the jobs report tomorrow. Okay, so my thoughts. There are also some new trading recommendations in there, so you definitely want to check your email because I sent it to you. If you did not receive it, let me know. Okay? Second thing, I was thinking about I really ought to make the purchase of my Understanding the Daily Treasury Statement and the Forex trading course a requirement because that gives you a knowledge base to understand a lot of the things that I have been talking about on these videos. For example, things related to fiscal flows. If you took the Understanding the Daily Treasury Statement course, you would know each line item and how I compile these things, and you would have a deeper, more fundamental understanding of these concepts. And of course, with the Forex course, there is the whole entire mental game discussion and instruction that I have in there. Not to mention the fact that a lot of you like trading forex. So I mean, I give you some really, really very, very helpful and efficient trading strategies and tactics. Effective, I should say, trading strategies and tactics in that course. I should make these things a requirement that you buy it, but obviously I can't. But it really is in your interest to purchase these courses and to study them, because then the things that I talk about here, you have a much deeper, more solid foundation to understand these things. Okay. Now, again, getting back to some behavioral traits, and I like to kind of relate my own personal experience. I think people like hearing that. People always like, you tell me a story. They like when I tell stories. People like to be told stories, right? But in the early part of my career, especially when I was a floor trader, when it was leading up to some big economic release. Back then in the 80s, our big number, like now the big number is always the monthly jobs number, but our big number back in the 80s was the trade balance. For some reason, that was the thing that we all used to look at. And back then in the 80s, central banks were much more active in a price setting or intervention in the foreign exchange markets. Nowadays, they kind of stay out of that. You see it once in a while, like we saw a couple of years ago with the Swiss National Bank and the peg, and then they pulled out of the peg. It was a mess. But mostly now, it's all about interest rate setting, and sometimes they use that as a kind of you know playing with the expectation of foreign exchange traders to try to set exchange rates. It's a very ineffective way to do things. But anyway, you don't see a lot of direct intervention nowadays. But what I was going to say was, I used to go into work into the exchange, all hyped up with the number and what was I going to do, and then everyone, I remember, we'd watch the clock and the seconds would go by and the countdown to 8:30 New York time, and then that number would come across the tape. We'd all be looking up at the that ticker tape, and their number would be reported, and then the whole thing would go into pandemonium in the pit, buying and selling. Half the time, I had an idea in my head what I was going to do if the number was such and such, and I end up doing the exact opposite. Maybe the number was a little bit different than what I thought in my head, and then I didn't kind of really know what to do, and then I just felt like I had to do something, and so there's a perfect example of self-sabotage. And over the years, I've learned, first of all, you never get hyped up. Okay, this is all about Zen. You got to stay calm. we have the skills and the ability, regardless of what the number is, to make it work for us as traders, right? And it's better, as you know, I think I've exposed you to the fact that 99.9% of the people, maybe more out there, they don't have the correct understanding of how the monetary system operates. So they're all going to react wrong. So it's better to just kind of kick back, let the number happen, let those people do their thing, which is, pretty much 100% going to be the wrong thing. And then we come in there like tigers ready to pounce on our unsuspecting prey, right? Let them all get gorged up on their, let them feast on all the wrong ideas, and then we go in for the kill. So, going into tomorrow's number, well, I did send out some recommendations to MMT Trader subscribers, so you know what I'm talking about. But for the rest of you out there, sign up. www.pitbulleconomics.com. Go to the tab that says products. And why not? It's free for 30 days. You could cancel the same minute. And if you don't want to sign up, my advice is you just wait, see what happens, and then we take advantage. All right? See you later. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, and the market's up. Oh, boy. I guess the cockroaches have to go scurry away. They'll come back another time. But they'll be here, I'm sure. Bye-bye.